Good afternoon, sir. Kindly introduce yourself, your job, and for how long have you been doing that? This
Okay,
job?
my name is Mikael Flores. Right now, I'm a reporter for Nikkei. It's a Japanese newspaper. I've been working as a journalist for the last 4 years already.
Sir, so we're going to proceed to our questions. Our first question is, how and when did you realize that you wanted to be in this profession?
I think it was in 2009. I started as a biology student. Then I realized that I really wanted to be a journalist because in high school I was part of the school paper. I was I was an active member of the student paper since I was in first year high school up to my senior year. So I wanted to pursue a different profession initially since I thought that journalism to me is a hobby and not a career option. But I realized that this is really what I want to do. So at the end of my first year, I decided uh, to shift to journalism.
So from what university?
UP Dilo.
Next question is, who or what introduced you to this profession?
Well, my school paper in high school.
High school.
That was my first. Parang those. It's what inspired me to be a journalist, basically.
So, did somebody na nag-recruit sa'yo po nung high school to join the school paper? Or it was really your interest?
Yeah, it was really my interest because no elementary naman, when I was in grade 6, I also competed in press conferences, if you're familiar with it. So after no, when I went to high school, I decided I wanted to be part of the school paper. So that was where the interest began.
Third is, who is the person whom you look up to the most in this industry?
Uh, Yvonne Chua. So she used to be the she used to be the training director of the Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism. She's now a trustee of Vera Files, and she was my thesis advisor in college. So, parang, uh, she she really had a very big influence in me when I was studying and now when I'm working. So I remember one piece of advice that she told me when I graduated. I still remember it. Wherever you work, remember the core values of your profession and stick to it. So every time every time I encounter ethical dilemmas or something related to it, I try to remember that advice that Professor Chua gave me.
Next is, what was the most unforgettable yet happy experience you had while working in this profession?
There are a lot. Probably the most recent is covering the president when he shortly after the elections, when it was already clear that he's going to be the next president. So I was in Davao covering him. Also, you get the opportunity to interview people of to interview newsmakers. So in the course of my uh, my short career as a journalist, I've been able to cover elections, interview cabinet secretaries and business leaders and other prominent people who uh, could be worthy of being written about.
Uh, the next is, what are the things you enjoy about being a journalist?
The adrenaline rush when you're pursuing something. The the opportunity to raise questions to and to challenge people who are trying to hide information from you, and the 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 commitment to inform the public. So yeah, I think those are the
The
those are
things
yeah
that-
those those are the perks probably, and the things that I love about this
Your job.
profession. Yeah.
Was there a time in the past that you took a risky move to provide news for your audience? And if there is, where and when and where did it happen?
Risky move. I don't. Something that probably threatened my life. I haven't encountered that yet. Risky move.
But if, siguro po yung pinaka clueless po kayo sa gagawin yung step, but then you proceeded para sa job niyo.
Sige, teka. Ah, yung recent na naalala ko, para I won't go into the details, pero I asked a critical question against someone, tapos parang he was caught off guard with my question, tapos pero he was calm and relaxed naman when he answered me. Pero yun, risky move. Yun, if you didn't expect the kind of response that you'd be getting from a source, I think yun.
Ayan. The next is, what ethics as a journalist do you value the most?
Telling the truth and minimizing harm, tsaka accountability. So those are the three core principles, if I remember right, of the Society of Professional Journalists, SPJ. So yun, I think those are the core ethical principles that we must remember and adhere to as a journalist. So telling the truth because you have a duty to inform the public. Tapos you have the power of information. You have also the power to destroy the reputation or build the reputation of a person. Accountability, you have to be answerable to what you write. If it's malicious or if it's accurate, if it's credible. So there should be mechanisms for accountability. And then minimizing harm. Minimizing harm simply means not aggravating particular situation. For example, if there's a hostage crisis, do you negotiate with a hostage taker? No, diba? Because you're not trained to be negotiators. You're trained to be reporters. Minimizing harm. If you see if you see a blooded victim of an extrajudicial killing, do you take the photo of that? No, you don't. So that's minimizing harm. So.
The next is, what principle are you going to hold on to in terms of your work to be able to remain in the industry?
I don't know if you've read Kovac and Rosenshell, The Elements of Journalism, but it lists 10 elements of... Kovac and Rosenshell lists 10 elements. At the core of those 10 elements is a purpose of journalism. According to him, the primary purpose of journalism is to provide citizens with the information they need to be free and self-governing. So, in English, in layman's terms, it's basically providing information to the public to help them decide on their own. So, that's the principle that I adhere to, especially when I write, or especially when I think of the approach or how I'm going to frame the story that I'm working on. So, what is the information or what is the detail that the public needs most? And from there, I decide or I write the story or I pursue the story at hand.
For the last question, in your opinion, what skills are necessary to be a good journalist?
I think the most important is a nose for news. It's something that you don't learn in class. It's something that you develop through time, by reading newspapers, by being aware of your environment, by having critical thought. So that's the most important, a nose for news. Second, I think, is a good grasp of the medium that you're writing on. So for us, English or Filipino, because at the end of the day, you're going to inform the public through the words that you use. So it's important that your words are clear, concise, and interesting. Diba? So, something that is worth reading. Our challenge is to make the relevant interesting. So, for example, how do you explain a complex concept like economic growth to a farmer in the Mindanao Islands, for example? So, I think it's the challenge. Ano pa ba? A strict adherence to the ethical principles of this profession. Kasi at the end of the day, ang bentahan sa journalism is your credibility. If you can be trusted by your source, if you can be trusted by your readers, because once you lose it, it's so hard to get it back. So, kumbaga through time, yung career mo sa journalist is building your reputation to the people that you deal with. So that includes your editors, your readers, your sources.